Have you ever wondered what it would be like just to sit, to feel and explore those feelings coming forward? And apart from wondering, have you ever sat and done this? It's actually a very interesting exercise because how I've experienced it, and your experience might be very different, is that as you sit with either that feeling of irritation, that feeling of grief, that feeling of you have no idea what the feeling is, it tends to dissipate. It tends to, sometimes for me, it swells and then it disappears because, like a child who's been ignored, it wishes to be seen. How do you like being ignored? Because let me tell you, it's not just children that dislike being ignored, adults dislike it as well. Unless, of course, there's another dynamic going on. They don't wish to do something. That's a story for another day. The bottom line is we have feelings, we have emotions. Emotions come from past experiences, they come from situations, they come from so many things. When we get to feel it in our body, we get to feel it as a tangible thing, that is very different. And many times when there's anger, which is actually a feeling of helplessness or hopelessness, when we get to experience grief, which is a sense of loss, we tend to stuff it down and say, it's not there. I'm not paying attention to it. Whereas if we just sat with it for a few minutes, a few days, it tends to disappear and dissipate. The challenge is many people then start wallowing in it. They start calling it. They start holding on to it. Most times when we have a feeling, it goes away after 17 seconds. And it's just to allow those 17 seconds and allow it to pass through, and then we can keep moving forward. It's energy. We are energy. And when we acknowledge it, guess what? We get to shift it. We get to go to a different feeling. We get to go to a different experience. And this is all part of growth or lack of growth. It's all part of resilience, and it's all part of moving forward. I have been so privileged to read some really good books, some great books, some books that when I've gone back to them are very different to the first time I read them. And this always makes me feel, okay, well, then I have grown because I'm seeing different things, I'm experiencing different things, and I'm allowing different things. And this is what happens with our feelings and our emotions. When we acknowledge them, allow them, and release them, next time they come, it's like, oh, that's a bit of a fleeting thing. Where is it from? What is it about? Where can I capitalize on it? Where can I create through it? And where is it just there for me to experience, to allow, and to see what's behind it? Because this, people, is what allows us to build confidence. It allows us to bring forward a resilience, a knowingness that, yes, I can be sad, and I can still achieve. Yes, I can be angry and I can still be kind and caring. It's that duality, that yin yang of life that comes forward. I would love to hear what you feel about it. Do you feel those feelings, or are you one of the, I used to be the same, where you just shove them down and you smile no matter what? And then when it erupts like Mount Vesuvius or one of the volcanoes in the Hawaiian Islands, wow, people cannot understand where it's coming from. You don't understand where it's coming from. Meanwhile, it's been that build up, build up, build up, and build up. Having said that, this is one of the reasons I love journaling, because when we get to express our feelings in a journal and we get to burn it and come back and get into that feeling of gratitude, wow, what an amazing difference. Do you have a practice of gratitude? Even being grateful for getting angry so that you can explore and mine where you feel hopeless or helpless and do something about it or get assistance with it. It's just all part of life. A phrase I love is, that's an interesting point of view. I have that point of view or that feeling. That's an interesting point of view. They have that point of view or feeling, because what it does, it takes the pressure off it and allows you to almost be the observer of it rather than the participant, which in its own way, instead of stuffing it down, you are acknowledging it and allowing it if it's too intense to literally sit and experience it. There are just so many ways of working with this. Obviously, if there's feeling of harm, then I really, really do advise you go and speak to a professional who deals in that area. Please understand that working with feelings that are feelings and working with feelings that are destructive, there is a difference, and some require more intense work with somebody else helping you. Myself, I have found that it always helps to have somebody help me to listen. If after I've journaled and I'm unable to see what's going on, it makes a difference to have somebody else, an impartial set of eyes, an impartial set of ears to look at it and to experience it. So remember, sit with those feelings, and if at any time they are way too intense, do go and look for help, ask for help, and ask it in a way that people can hear that you're asking for help. That's also an important factor. Anyway, we have been very serious today. Here's wishing you a wonderful rest of your day and an incredible week. Thank you for joining me, and have a great, grand, and glorious day. Bye-bye.